With increased veterinary care, we've got horses living longer and longer, and many people like to keep their old show horses around after retirement. So in this video, we'll be discussing some of the aspects of geriatric care. With geriatrics, even though they're retired, it's still important to keep up your routine maintenance care of them, and maybe even more so. Keep up routine deworming, farrier care, and veterinary visits. It's especially important to keep an eye on their teeth and be watching out for any problems that might be associated with old age in their mouth that might be affecting their ability to eat. Having at least annual, if not biannual, veterinary visits can help you assess your older horse's quality of life and help with aspects such as pain management, as many of our older horses are getting arthritic. Different options for managing pain include anti-inflammatories such as bute or Previcox. Many horses are on Legend, which is an intravenous joint supplement, and then there's many different oral joint supplements that owners like to have their horses on. Another area that's important in an older horse is their diet. Some old horses are too fat and others are too skinny, so it's really important to be keeping an eye on their weight and feeding appropriately. Being able to body condition score or use a weight tape on your horse to help manage their weight is also important. Another area that's important to consider in older horses is their housing. Where they used to be able to run around in a large pasture in a big group of horses all the time, they might not be able to do that in their older age. Keep in mind that younger horses might be too hard on the older horses, keeping them off of food, or they might just not be able to move around that big pasture as well. It'll be different for each individual horse, but some horses will prefer having a smaller field or even being in a paddock where they can still move around but don't have to go too far between their food and water. Another good reason to have veterinary visits for your older horses is to keep on top of some common old horse diseases. Equine Cushing's, or PPID as we call it in the veterinary world, is very common in older horses, and it causes an increase in steroid production in the horse, which can lead to signs such as delayed healing, such as if they have a wound, or one of the most common signs is a long or changed hair coat from what they had previously. We often diagnose Cushing's based on clinical signs and then a blood test, and then it is treatable with a pill that is given to them once a day, and most horses, once they are being treated, do really well for a long period of time. Other diseases that are often associated with older horses are arthritis, as we discussed earlier, as well as laminitis and equine metabolic syndrome. For laminitis and equine metabolic syndrome, it's important to have your horses at a good weight and not too fat, as that will greatly improve their quality of life.